So
This meeting is being recorded.
Blindsided.
We are now being recorded, gentlemen. Again.
3, 2. All right, welcome back. We left off at number 40. We're gonna go right to number 41. Walt Frazier, boys.
I mean,
It was a
he
good
should be
TV show.
higher. I mean, the dude took down Ali, right? Oh, different. I'm sorry, different Frazier.
I didn't know. I mean, like he's an annoying announcer. Dipsy doodle, dipsy doodle, and I don't care. So I don't care.
Got some nice suits.
He does have some nice suits. Number 42, Gary Payton.
Ooh,
Higher.
grab me by the heart. That man should be higher than Chris Paul.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
really want to put him higher as well.
Gary Payton, Guru, you said Dwayne Wade was the best defensive guard.
I actually do think Dwayne Wade was a
No.
better, and I know he's not called the glove. I know, but Dwayne Wade, his defensive statistics are just ridiculous.
Do
He-
you know like one of
he
the
is
only
like-
players to ever shut down Michael Jordan?
You know, he has the most blocks ever by a guard, and it's not even close. Like he's got like 150 more than the next closest guard.
I think Gary Payton's the best guard defender personally, but
Okay.
Dwayne Wade is up there. Number 43, Jason Kidd.
I
Definitely should be ahead of Chris Paul.
think he should be
Agree.
higher, but I'm okay with where he's at. But I think he should be ahead of some people. Absolutely.
Again, Chris Paul should.
What they're basing this off of? Like, what's their guidelines here?
I don't know.
Chris
It's
Paul
definitely not
should-
championships.
No, it's not. And Chris Paul should not be ahead of Jason Kidd. That's for sure.
I agree.
Number 44, Bill Walton. He's such a goofy.
Just for
looking-
this picture alone, he
Right.
should be higher.
Yeah, no,
Crazy.
he's. I don't know.
I don't know how I feel about him. We'll see when I see other names, but he was good.
He's just goofy looking, and I think that's part of it.
Number 45, Bob McAdoo.
Didn't he coach the Giants?
Yeah.
That was Ben, his
Yeah.
brother,
Yeah,
his brother of a different ethnicity.
Brother.
that's right. Yeah, right. His brother. The resemblance. You can't-
It's his brother. Since he played like well before I was born, don't know much about him. I'll be honest.
Moving on. Number 46, Jerry Lucas. Lucas?
Yeah, who the hell is that guy and why is he on the list?
Oh no, he looks like Roger Federer was side.
Actually, well, I can tell you,
Invented
I
a-
don't.
He
I
never
don't
had
know
a
from-
steal or a block in his freaking career.
What?
He never had a steal or a block.
He
Really?
averaged 17 points a game and 15.6 rebounds a game. That's pretty good.
Where did you get the
And he shot almost 50% from the field.
no steal, no block?
I Googled his career stats.
Maybe they
What was
just-
that?
That
When
can't
did
be right.
when
That,
when did he play? They didn't. They
That's
probably
what I
didn't.
wondered.
say that can't be right.
No,
it
he
might have been illegal to block shots at that point.
he played 1971 to 74 for the New York Knicks.
Oh, he played actually through this from 63 to 74.
No, sorry. Yeah, get the hell out of the list. Number 47, Ray Allen.
My favorite player of all time, but there's other people that are further back on this list that I don't think he should be ahead of, but I won't argue it.
Sorry, I'm okay with him there. Number 48, Wes Unseld.
No idea who he
Next.
is.
Next. Number 49, Nate Thurman.
Just because he played for the Warriors, I just want to say, no, he sucks.
Next.
He's a good player from what I've seen. Number 50, James Harden.
Hell,
No,
Fuck
hell
no.
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 especially when you name like the next 4 people on the list. Not a chance in hell.
No. The dude can't score without going to the free throw line.
Yeah, you talked about you hated that Dwayne Wade changed it for flopping. This man's what's his point? per game?
No
25 points.
defense.
He averages 25 points per game and his 22 of those come from the line.
He couldn't even win with Paul, Wall, and Westbrook.
The man shoots like 1 for 13 from 3 and is considered a 3-point, archer. What?
Get out of here. Flopping. Can't even hang with Kyrie and KD either.
Christopher, how do you feel?
Shave your face. You're not worth a beard.
How do you-
Wasn't he the last pick in the All-Star game too? That was
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
then-
Yeah, passed on by his teammate.
well, no,
Former
but
teammate.
I mean, he was a little salty about it.
I'm
but-
going to agree with Brandon Lee just said, though. Get rid of the fucking beard. You don't deserve it. You're absolutely right.
Exactly.
Christopher Michael, how do you feel about that one?
I don't like him.
Okay. Number 50.
Oh, and also when your go-to move is a travel and you have to argue and say, I have a new move. It's gonna look like a travel, but it's not. You're
LeBron
traveling.
James.
You're fucking traveling
Yeah.
at that point. If you have to tell us that you're not traveling, you're traveling.
Well, no, LeBron doesn't come up with a new move. He just travels and then he's like, no, I'm good. And that's
No, he walks down the court
Right.
and then after the 8th step gets called for a travel. Did you see
number
that?
number 50. Yeah, I did. Number 51, Reggie Miller.
How
Should be
is he
higher.
not higher than
That
so
man-
many of these guys?
That
Yep.
man was cold-blooded.
You guys get the
Mhm.
sense that they like kind of just went on with the list, like drinking with their buddies, and they're like, "Oh yeah, remember Reggie Miller? Yeah,
Yeah.
throw him there and there." You know,
I
it's
am
just
telling you
Reg-
right now, in their prime, Reggie Miller outshoots Steph Curry from 3-point.
You're
Ooh,
right.
I think-
Reggie Miller himself is
Reggie was cold-blooded from out there,
Reggie
man.
Miller himself has said that Steph Curry is by far the greatest shooter of all time.
Yeah, but he was lying. He had his fingers crossed behind his back.
Number 52, George Gervin.
Should be higher than James Harden as well.
I agree.
Freaking Iceman, dude, that guy was legit, not legit. He was
Number-
legit.
53, Clyde the Glad Drexler.
How?
Another one that should be higher
Higher.
than James Harden.
I like Clyde. Yeah, and he should be high. He should be in front of James Harden. That's right. Number 54, Pistol Pete Maravich, baby.
Be higher.
Another one that
one
probably should be higher.
Pistol Pete should be ahead of Chris Paul.
And Shaq.
Yeah.
How does Pistol Pete go to 54? That
I know, right?
I'd like to have a small, short, very brisk discussion with whoever made this
Let's
list.
understand. Number 55, Earl Monroe. Earl the Pearl.
Right,
I
right where he
think-
should be.
Yeah,
I was
brother.
gonna say I don't think
Yeah,
I
but-
would move him up much, but he's
Number 56, James Worthy.
he should be higher in my
Should be
opinion.
higher.
Okay, there.
It's worthy of a higher pick.
57, Willis Reed. That
I don't know much about him, but from people that have watched him play that I've talked to, he was supposedly a stud.
just reading how he tore a thigh muscle that forced him to miss game 6 of a series, and he wanted to be on the floor for game 7.
What you talking about, Willis?
Yeah, they were built different back then.
Oh, he played. That's crazy.
They were, yeah. That's for damn sure.
Number 58, Elvin Hayes.
Feel like he should be higher, but again, I can't really make the argument for who he should replace.
Yeah, I don't know. It's fine. Whatever. Just he's lost in the mix.
He
Number
played with Wes
59.
Unseld that we never heard of.
Yeah, that's right. 59, Nate Archibald.
I mean,
I think it's
I don't-
great. I don't know who he is, but I think it's great because my dog is named after him.
The
so-
fact that boy, I'm gonna call him a boy because the
Oh.
man weighed 150 pounds. The fact that he was 6'1" and 150 pounds and averaged 34 points and 11.4 assists per game
I say, when did he play?
in the 70s, that's freaking impressive.
Yeah, really.
That was just
That
in a
is
season,
impressive.
though. Just in a season, though. You know, he had a good season.
Yeah, well, he still averaged almost 19 points a game and over 7 assists.
Agreed. I'm just saying. The only reason I'm saying this is because when we get to someone else, it's because he just had a good season.
Yeah,
So it's
he
gonna-
played from the 70s, from 70 to 84 at that size. That's impressive because they got banged around back then.
That's true.
Let me tell you something. He was a better shooter than Curry.
I'm about to kick you off co-host is what I'm going to try to do. Number 60, Sam Jones.
That's a made up name. That's a made up dude.
That's a made up.
She's-
They were like, shit, we've
he's
only got
generic.
74. What about
The guy played in the
Sam
50s and
Jones?
60s.
I don't
I
fucking
don't know anything
Yeah, I
about
don't
him.
know him.
This is where they're like, I can't think of anybody else. Let's think of a generic name. Let's just do
He was
that.
called Mr. Clutch, it says.
All right, well, Dave Cohen's. No idea. Cool. Moving on. Number 62, Paul Pierce.
I would argue he
Has
could
to be higher.
Yeah. I didn't like Paul Pierce when he was in the NBA. He just kind of rubbed me the wrong way, but that guy was
He's better
really-
than James Harden was.
He was really good.
Absolutely.
Shouldn't Paul Pierce be kind of around the same
He's clutch too.
level as like Ray Allen?
Oh yeah, absolutely, absolutely. He should. I would argue he's. And I love
Ray
Ray
Allen was the better.
I would argue that Paul
Agreed,
Pierce had a
but-
better career than Ray Allen.
Agreed.
Well,
but
Ray-
I
yeah.
think better player, is Ray Allen, but Paul Pierce should be.
Paul Pierce is the Dwayne Wade of the big three in
Right.
Miami.
Yep.
Yeah, I don't know. I love Ray Allen, but he was somewhat one dimensional in his game as offensively.
Yeah.
So
Let's go on. Number 63, Robert Parrish.
Sure.
I do know who Robert Parrish
I just
is.
don't know enough about his numbers.
Yeah, I actually got to watch him. I remember watching him later in his career, but specifically when he played for the Bulls. But everything I've ever heard of when he was with the Celtics, he was awesome.
Done. Number 64, Hal Greer.
Don't know much about him.
Syracuse Nationals. Get out of here.
58 to 73.
58.
You know, funny. Listen to this. My wife's uncle probably played with him. He played for the Syracuse Nationals and won a championship with them. And you know what they got back then? An ice bucket, an ice cooler,
Participation trophy.
And
an
I-
ice cooler for winning the national or the NBA championship.
Did
Isn't
they
that
shake
crazy?
hands with the other team?
Oh yeah, yeah, they were men. They were men.
Number 65, Lenny Wilkins.
I know the name. That's about it.
Yep. Okay. You're not gonna know this guy. Number 66, Paul Arizin.
Again,
Oh, Paul
I've heard
Eric-
the name, but I don't know who he is.
Okay. Number 67, Dennis Rodman. I'm assuming he has to be ahead of
higher.
some of these guys,
Yeah,
right?
he's
This
got to
guy-
be, right?
Yeah, Dennis Rodman.
No, I'm
Again,
okay with him being where he's at. He was only
Again,
rebounder and defender.
you-
No,
He's
he
not
was a
well-rounded
pretty
player.
good shooter as well.
But this is what I'm saying. So like
He
this,
was a
when we were
great
talking about
shooter.
this a little bit
Better
beforehand.
than Curry, actually.
If
I didn't get.
we were talking about this before a little bit, right? If you're going to put Dennis Rodman on this list, how do you not have Ben Wallace on the list?
Yeah.
Ben Wallace was multi-time
Yeah.
defensive player of the year.
Well, see,
Or-
that's what I was gonna wait because I was gonna say if you have Jason Kidd on here, how do you not have Tracy McGrady?
And that's what I'm saying. Dennis Rod, like right there, he averaged 7 points for his career.
But
Yep.
Dennis Rodman was a game changer when he was
He
with
wa-
the Pistons. I mean,
that-
he made
yeah.
the pit like
He's a gamer.
He was, but Ben Wallace was too. So that's what I'm saying. You could argue that Ben Wallace could fit there too.
All right, let's go on because we only got a couple more, and this one's gonna fire me up. So number 68, Russell Westbrook. Get him off the list. He shouldn't be in the top 75.
That is purely stats driven.
He
I
should
was gonna say, and that's what I'm saying. What are the
agree.
guidelines?
the only thing Westbrook
Mm.
ever did was
Are-
he
is
got
it stats
he's
or
the
is
only
it-
man. He's the only man that had a larger forehead bump than Christopher Michael.
But that guy, other than his ridiculous outfits, I mean, he's a cancer to your team.
Right.
The only thing that I see underneath him to like try and explain the reasoning, Mr. Triple Double is what they call him.
And he is. He's a stats
Yeah.
machine.
But guess what? Triple doubles don't win you games, right? I mean, they can help you win games, but not the way that he does it when he's shooting 34 shots, making 5 of them.
Making everybody get out of the way so he can get a rebound. Yeah.
He really has a quadruple double because he's getting double-digit turnovers. So let's
He
move.
reminds me of Cam Newton too much.
Let's move on. Number 69, Carmelo Anthony.
No,
No,
I
I,
lo-
I
I
love
love-
Melo. I love Melo, but he shouldn't be on the list at all.
I agree.
Mm-mm.
I agree. I like him a lot too, but he
Same with
no.
James Harden. Him and Harden are in the same category. Should not be in the list.
Agreed. Okay, fair enough. Number 70, Dolph Skies. Dolph.
Yeah, he
Oh,
seems good
yeah.
there.
I
Wait,
watched
this
him
might
when
be-
I
this
was
might be the
watched
is
him
it
when I
uncle?
was like 7 years old back in '64.
This might be the uncle. Played for the Syracuse Nationals.
No, I no. He's probably not on the list.
Get
Number
to the
7
next one.
Number
Yeah.
71. This guy should not be on the list. Anthony Davis.
No way. No way you should be on the list.
No,
Not be on the list.
we're-
In place, Dwight Howard.
Yeah.
He shouldn't even be. Anthony Davis shouldn't even be in the top 100.
Or Jokic.
Maybe even the top 150.
have I
No,
heard
that's right.
Dominique Wilkins?
Yeah,
But-
Yeah,
Yeah,
we
he
had
was in
Dominique
there.
earlier.
Okay.
We've
yeah,
talked
he
me.
was in there.
Talked me. Number
Dude,
7.
I would put Jokic in instead of Anthony
Dude,
Davis.
Muggsy Bogues over him. Come on.
Yeah,
Sure.
Muggsy.
Stop. Number 72. Billy Cunningham.
Who?
Okay. Quiet. Good. Love it. Crickets. Move on. Oh, I'm gonna.
Is that the
butcher-
same picture? Look at those two pictures. Are those the same?
They do look similar, don't they? Number 73. Dave DeBouchier. Am I saying that right?
Debouchier.
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 I've
Dave DeBouchier.
seen the name and I know.
Debouchier. Nobody
Dave
knows.
Douchier. I think it's Douchier.
Debouchier.
Number 74. Dave Bing.
Uh-huh.
I think you pronounced Yao Ming wrong.
Number 70. Number 75. Damian Lillard.
I love Damian Lillard, but he shouldn't be on
I
this
do
list.
too, but
Guys, can we talk about some of these guys that we don't know, right? Like we don't know Dave Bing. We don't know, Boucher, like you guys said, Billy Cunningham. Can we not put in a Klay Thompson in there, right?
Alonzo
we not-
Mourning,
Alonzo Mourning. That's
Thank
right.
you.
Yeah.
That's unbelievable.
Larry Johnson.
Can you I could argue
Al
Lillard
Horford?
above Klay Thompson though.
What
Who?
about like Paul Millsap?
No.
No?
No, Millsap. Lillard should be higher than Millsap.
Millsap should not be there. Pau Gasol. Pau Gasol, though.
Oh,
big.
yeah, that was what I was thinking earlier. Yeah.
I mean, seriously.
Sean
don't-
Kemp.
I'm just so mad that T-Mac didn't make it and they put Harden and Carmelo above him.
Yeah, I agree with that. T-Mac, Kobe Bryant. Right?
Vince Carter.
So Vince Carter didn't make it.
Yeah,
It's
how
first-
is Vinsanity not on there?
unbelievable? It really is. But yeah, that ends our list, boys. So that was
Can I throw one more out there that just to see what you
Oops.
oops I just to see what you I just want to see what you guys think about this one. Honestly, if you think he would have a claim at this, more so because of the excitement. Jason Williams,
Oh, you mean
white chocolate.
Yeah, white chocolate. There you go. The elbow pass.
Yeah, he was a good player.
He was a
was,
good
but-
player. He was a good player.
No.
I don't put him in the list. Though.
I don't think I could put him up
I
there,
don't think
but
I would put him in there either, but I was just curious of what you guys would say.
Yeah, no. There's another guy. Detroit. Their big guy, the Pistons, with Isaiah.
Wallace.
Bill
Bill Lambier,
Lambier.
Mm.
Joe Dumars.
Bill Lambier.
Dumars should definitely be on there.
I don't know,
Dumars was a really good player.
I know. Just these.
I don't know if Lambier should be on.
Lambier was it?
I'd put him in there.
Horace Grant, right? He was pretty
Horace
good.
Grant.
Ooh,
for
Horace
sure.
Grant. Yeah.
Grant Hill.
Grant. Well, his
Yeah,
College.
Yeah.
Like it was
His-
college.
What do you mean? He was never on the floor? Is that what-
That's
like-
right. That's right.
It's like saying Christian Leitner, but except Grant Hill had a better NBA career. But yeah.
I don't know how Morning's not on there. That pisses me off now.
That
I think
is-
about
Yeah,
it.
that's frustrating actually.
Like, what about-
I didn't even think about that.
Not for Al Horford either. I didn't get anything on that.
No, yeah,
Mm.
I said yeah.
I don't
Horford-
think
Horford-
I don't think Horford should be in there.
He's not top 75. I don't think. No.
He's good. He's a really good player, but no.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know. That list is questionable, but I think that they should do a top 75 of certain time periods.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I agree. Yeah,
That's-
Jeff
yeah,
Hornacek was pretty good too, wasn't he?
Once you get
Yeah,
of
very
once,
yeah.
once you get of all time, man, they're bringing these guys from the 50s, right? And that's not. It's basketball wasn't the same, man. Like, it just
Well,
wasn't.
You do you
And-
think Chris? Oh, sorry. Go ahead, Hollywood.
I was just gonna say to your point, Josh. I mean, yeah, Wilt Chamberlain, dude's only. I mean, 100-point game, Jesus, right?
Mhm.
But that was played in Hershey, Pennsylvania, right down
Yeah.
the road from here.
That's right.
When's the last time the NBA went to Hershey, Pennsylvania for a game, right?
Right.
Yeah.
I mean,
agree.
so let's see how he does nowadays.
I
Do
just
you guys think? Do you think Chris Bosch would have made it in the top 75 if he didn't have his blood clot issue?
I think yeah.
Oh,
Chris
Yeah.
Bosch was a really good, like even before he joined the super team, he was a stud with Toronto.
Yeah.
Oh,
I do.
absolutely.
Absolutely, I do. I love Chris Bosch.
But yeah, I mean, they
What-
left out. We can all agree they definitely left out some really good players that should probably be on the list over people like James Harden and Westbrook. I mean,
Well, there's
Penny
you
Hardaway.
can make a claim for a lot of players.
Penny
I mean,
Hardaway.
if you're
Yeah.
looking, Penny Hardaway was a great player. But you look at players and what they do on both sides of the ball, offensively and defensively. You could make a case for like a Kyle Lowry. You know what I mean? Like guys that produce on both sides.
That's what I mean. I kind of want to know what their guidelines were.
Yeah, I don't, dude. Once I saw that Kobe was
Friggin'
at,
Mike Conley has got really good stats if you're looking at that.
I saw Kobe at 10, and I knew that this was gonna be a disaster. I just,
so my wife's uncle was William Kenville, played on that national team you're talking. Syracuse
Everybody's now searching him up and
family tree.
looking through his family tree and finding out who your wife is.
He's a great guy. Great guy. Was. He died in 2018.
Recipes.
Oh, they really put a damper on things.
Yeah.
All right.
Only
Well, he
I
was old, you know.
can do Westbrook. All right. Hey, break, right? Break, should we, or end it, or what do we want to do, guys? Listen,
Hey,
we have some stuff to talk about today. We have,
Do you have something?
pre-episode, Hollywood and
You know,
Christopher were kind of.
I'm
Yeah,
ready
we were
to go.
going at it. We were going at it.
You guys want to go at it?
You ready?
Well,
for
how are we
this?
looking on time on your podcast?
We'll
yeah,
go
we
over.
might want to take a quick break.
We'll go over. We can take a break, or we can push it to next week. This is what the off season is, man. This is what's so good.
Let's
All right.
take a quick.
Let's
take a
take
quick
before we
break.
take a break. Before we take a break, I want to say one more thing for the NBA. One more thing for the NBA. We're talking about guys that make your team better, and possibly that being why they're on the list. This guy's stats do not warrant even being close to this.
And his name is.
Robert Ory.
Mm.
The man wins championships.
And with that, I'm going to go to break
The man wins championships.
right after this.
I mean, how do you leave out a member of the dream team, Christian Laettner? I mean, come on.
College only.
He's no, yeah. We're not going to talk about him.
College only.
What I am totally blanking on the guy, and I was gonna make the joke, but I also feel terrible for him. The guy that got drafted before Kevin Durant, and he was the biggest. His knees. What was his name?
Greg Oden.
Greg
Yeah.
Oden. I wanted to say
Oh.
Greg Monroe, and I knew that was wrong.
I forgot about Odin.
Greg
What
Oden.
What about former number 1 pick Andrew Bogut? He was garbage.
Dude, I saw.
Dude, he's the greatest passing center ever.
I actually saw like the saddest video about Odin because he coaches now for like Oak State or something like that. I don't remember what team it is, but he coaches for him. And
I remember when he was on magazines in high school.
some like
Yeah.
some like YouTube wannabe person comes up and is like, "Hey, wow, you're really tall. Did you like play basketball?" And he's like, "Yeah, I used to or whatever." And they're like, "Were you any good?" And he just was like, "Yeah, like that." I'm like, "Oh man, that's crazy." And then like walked on, and then they kept recording him as he like walked after that conversation, and you could just see that his brain was like focused in, like, man, what could have been? You know what I mean? Like it was actually really sad, and I'm gonna go cry in the corner. I'll be right back.
He looked like he was like 60 years old.
Yeah, I'm telling you, man. It was.
And then he
I
married a Kardashian.
Saw that.
I think that was Lamar, wasn't it?
No one's heard of Chris Humphreys since that 24-hour wedding, whatever he had.
Number 76, I think, on the list, right?
Number 76 on the list. Who remembers Charles Oakley? He was a good player.
Oh, yeah. I remember Charles.
He's banned from New York because who was
Yeah,
it? Banned, right? Ended up getting
Yeah.
banned from the
from
stadium.
Madison Square Garden. Right?
That's-
Still,
I forgot about
I'm
that.
telling you, maybe you guys don't agree with me, but Ben Wallace should be on that list.
I didn't know.
Defensively.
I didn't know Ben Wallace was undrafted.
Ben Wallace should be on that list. That man won multiple Defensive Player of the Years. He was he
was
won what
awful
3
on the
rings with Detroit. He was the reason that nobody scored on that team. Yeah, he didn't score a lot, but neither did Rodman.
Yeah, but Rodman was like the man to do it. You know what I mean? Like he was the guy.
Yeah, but I mean, I don't know.
He was
They
like
don't. Okay.
like the Stephen Curry.
The Pistons. The Pistons. Another player that was really good on that team. Another player that was really good on that team that you might forget about possibly. Rasheed Wallace. Rasheed Wallace was a really good player for a while.
Wasn't Ben Wallace? Maybe it was Rasheed. No, it was Ben Wallace. Ben Wallace went undrafted.
Probably. Yeah, Rasheed Wallace. He definitely got drafted because he came from UNC. But
All right,
Chauncey Billups was on that team.
Rasheed Wallace and him did a good job complimenting each other.
Yeah.
Well,
Because
Ben
Wallace
Wallace
was
was just
better
a
off.
defensive stalwart, whereas Rasheed Wallace was a good
Could score.
kind of mix. They had a good team. Oops.
No, not today. He wasn't on the list.
He shouldn't be.
No,
Specifically for the finger wag.
Dikembe.
Dikembe Mutombo should absolutely be on the list.
I think.
Really?
I think
You're
he
right.
should. Yeah,
You're right.
Dikembe Mutombo was not.
Oh, that's who I was.
I saw
talking
you do
about
that earlier.
Olajuwon. I'm talking about Olajuwon, and I'm like, oh yeah, Elijah.
You thought Elijah one was
I'm
Mutombo?
thinking of Dikembe. What the fuck?
I saw you do that too. He's like, yeah, Olajuwon. You're like,
No,
Also-
that's not him. That's not
Also,
him.
goatee. Did you said Dirk? No, KG was the one that showed what a 7-footer can do besides camp in the paint.
KG.
It wasn't just KG though. Manute Bol.
Manute Bol played like
Doesn't
barely
matter.
ever.
That doesn't matter. He's the man. He showed what a 7'6" guy could do.
Yeah,
He
but
could move. He could
Kevin
move
Garnett.
his own way.
Kevin Garnett also wasn't 7'6". He was 6'10", but still,
Whatever. Right?
like Kevin Garnett was like the first freak athlete at that position.
That's fair. No, I know. I just had to poke fun at him.
Tony Parker.
I was so
Manu
that-
Ginobili.
or Ginobili, right? So that's what
Ginobili.
I was surprised that neither one of them were on the list, but like all of the big three from the Celtics were on there.
Right. Are you guys talking about the kid from the Jungle Book?
I'm sorry,
Mowgli.
Mowgli.
Thank you,
All right,
Brandon.
we got 10 minutes left in the meeting if we want to
Do we want to
run
try
this.
to sneak this in now?
Well, we'd said
I
it was
would. It's 10:25 already, so
All right, let's do it.
You want to do it and have it be quick?
Yeah.
All right, here we
That's
go.
fine.
3, 2, 1. All right, we're back, and I'm sending it right on to my co-host, Christopher Michael. He has
Yeah, so
fired up.
you could just give it to me. This is what I am fired up. This is kind of pissed me off since Sunday. If you saw the Michigan-Wisconsin game, it ended maybe not so good, right? As Greg Gard, the head coach for Wisconsin, and Juwan Howard for Michigan got together and they got a heated exchange, right? That turned into a bit of a fight, right, if you will, as Juwan decided to slap another coach in the face and it wasn't good, right? And we can talk about why that happened. Greg calling a timeout that Jawan didn't like and all that good stuff, but that's neither here or there, right? I want to talk about the handshakes that has become like the topic of discussion from this game, right? And I want to know what you guys think on this real quick. But let's talk about this really quick. I got a couple of guys that have come out. One guy, Rex Chapman, right, who's an ex-player. He's a social media guy now, and he's a soon-to-be CNN host. Came out, immediately said, "Abolish the handshake line. It's played at." Right. So he immediately starts this whole thing, right? Him and a couple other guys. And then Georgetown's head coach, Patrick Ewing, who is doing a terrible job at Georgetown, came out and said, "I don't like the handshake line. I don't like it because anything is possible. You're just getting through a heated battle and a heated game, and anything can happen to make things worse," which is what happened in this situation. If it's my call, I think we should just take away the handshake line. Just do it like we did last year in COVID. You wave by and you move on, right? We had a bunch of guys kind of thinking that direction, right? And then we got another guy, Seth Davis, right? CBS guy, came out and said, and I don't want to hear people say this is why we should get rid of handshake lines, right? If you can't handle a handshake in a handshake line, you should not be in college athletics, right? So then a reporter after the Michigan State game asked Tom Izzo about this. And Tom Izzo went on, I don't know if you guys saw this. Tom Izzo went on a 2-minute rant, right? And I'm just going to read some of what he said the other day, right? So he said, he gets asked about this, right? He says, that to me would be, so they're talking about taking away the handshakes, right? That to me would be the biggest farce, joke, ridiculous nature of anything I've ever heard of. We've already taught these poor 18-year-olds that when you're told to go to class and you don't like it, you can leave. We've already told these kids that if you're not happy, you can do something else. We've told these kids that it's hard to hold them accountable. And now we're going to tell them to not man up and walk down a line to someone who's kicked your butt and have enough class to shake their hand is utterly ridiculous. So if the president said it, I think it's full of it. If the best coach in America said it, I think that gets me more than this incident. So and he goes on to kind of goes on a little deeper, but I to me, for everyone thinking that they should take the handshakes away at the end of games, I think is a joke, and it's a part of the cancel culture garbage that this society has started to turn into. That's what I think. Right? Man up. You lost the game. Man up. Life is full of failures, right? You're going to go through life. It is full of failures, and you got to learn how to deal with failure, right? And sure, everybody, oh, it's just a handshake. It's just a handshake. We don't want fights. Well, you know what? It's also more than that. It's also more than that. And you're teaching from youth sports through collegiate sports that life's not fair sometimes. There's failures out there. Get over it, learn from it, and man up, woman up, shake the hands of the people that just beat you. And if you want to beat them back, then you better learn how to, right? That's it. It is driving me crazy. Go ahead. What do you guys got?
Hollywood. Hollywood, go ahead, man. Go ahead.
You couldn't be more wrong. It's the stupidest thing to fight over. It's a stupid freaking handshake. Who cares? If you want to just go straight to the locker room, go straight to the locker room. I mean, look, I grew up playing sports, do the handshake. Fine. I get it. I get what you're saying, but you're not teaching these kids anything. They could care less. They're mindless drones at the end of a game, and they get in a line and go shake hands and don't give two shits about who's on the other end. That's not real life. You're not teaching these kids anything by doing this. You're just holding on to tradition because that's what we've always done. And these old guys like Tom Izzo, that's what they want to see is tradition. It's not cancel culture. It's nothing like that. It's
I think it
stupid.
is.
If they want to get rid of it, get rid of it. If you don't want to do it, don't do it. You know, I'm pretty sure after World War I and II, nobody fucking shook hands after the end of it and we're like, hey, you kicked our ass. Good job. But I'm man about it. Right? We didn't go back to Vietnam and shake their hands after they whooped our ass. No, we got bigger freaking bombs. No, you just move on. You know, in corporate life, once you graduate college, you're not playing college sports anymore. You go to your office. If you lose a deal, you don't go shake the person's hand that won the deal over you or anything like that. So you're not teaching them anything by the handshake. I get the message of owning that. Look, we lost. Hey, good game. I get that. But I also understand if you want to get rid of it, because if it creates an issue, just get rid of it. Then there's no issue. If something's creating an issue, get rid of it, change it, especially when it's something as simple as a handshake at the end of a game.
Here's where I stand. So I believe that I agree with kind of both of you at this point, but I like the handshakes. I think the handshakes does teach a thing of owning up to, hey, you know what? We got beat, but let's show that we're gracious in defeat or in win, right? I agree with you. Absolutely. I understand that. The second that emotion is too high to where you can't do that, then you should have the option to turn and walk and go right into the locker room, because that's what you do. If you are not going to be, respectful enough to go out there and be gracious in victory or defeat, then don't, right?
Yeah.
But guess what? As a coach of a collegiate team, you can't do that. And
No.
Juwan Howard is 100% in the wrong. He shouldn't be coaching for the rest of the year. And so he's in the wrong on that. Handshakes, that's not the issue. The handshakes are not the issue. Handshakes should still be going on because it does teach a lesson to young kids and everything as well. I agree with that. But if you can't do it, then you should be able to go right through.
Real quick, just echo T. I agree. They do teach young kids to deal with failure and all that. But we're talking about college athletes at this point. It is now serious. I'm sorry, but college athletics is a business at this point. It is basically professional.
It is.
So we're talking on a different level. Now, if you come to me and you say, hey, at your kid's little league, we're not doing handshakes anymore because the kids can't handle it emotionally, shut the hell up. No, they're shaking hands. Like
these kids, but these kids are still 18, 19-year-old where, listen, emotions run high during games. We know that, right? It's the heat of the moment. But as soon as that, you need to see that as a coach, you need to see it as yourself. So as soon as you realize, hey, you know what, I'm going to say something stupid here, or I'm going to create an issue, you can't. You got to go.
This is the hot topic. We want to bring this up to everybody. We want to hear from you. We're going to talk on this a little bit next week, and we want to know some of your thoughts as we move into the third off-season week. Right?
That's right.
Go ahead, Josh.
We'll catch you after this.
Adios.